the Surgeon General, Orel Hershiser, World Series champ, Cy Young winner, Dodger broadcaster. Orel, good to visit with you again. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
How's life?
Life is good. I haven't built the wing for any Emmys yet, but I don't have as many as you.
Okay, how big is your trophy room in your house?
It's my office, and I would not even have it, but other people want to see the stuff, so we just have it there for them.
Okay, what do you have in there that might surprise me?
Arnold Palmer putter from when he won a tournament that I got from Payne Stewart, who was a really close friend of mine.
Okay.
Those are some sentimental stuff like that. Some from the '59 scoreless. But it was really used when my boys were growing up. That it was used for like when the little league teams came over and stuff. I would kind of like sit them all down on the floor and, hey guys, let's look around the room and let's talk and let's get inspired. And so it was more for the kids and the cocktail parties. It wasn't really for me. I kind of like wish it wasn't even there sometimes. You
got the Cy Young Award there?
Yeah, it's there, but that wouldn't surprise you, I guess.
No.
I was trying to think what would surprise you. There's more family stuff there, really, than the trophies, kind of in and about. People look and see the Cy Young, or they see an MVP, or they see things that have happened, but they don't always see, like, the picture of me and my sons, like, on the field at Dodger Stadium, or me with my son Jordan in Cleveland in the Times Square area when, we lost in the World Series, but they still had a parade for us. So stuff like that.
What do you have memorabilia-wise from the 59 scoreless inning streak?
Not much. I really don't. I don't have much. I sold the baseball, and your buddy bought it.
Keith Olbermann?
Keith bought it. Yeah, he bought it for about $8,000. I've been selling my memorabilia for the last 4, 5, 7 years, off and on. Smaller stuff because I don't want to leave it to my kids and just have a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, I'd rather sell it. And Keith bought it, and he's a collector of baseballs that are kind of off the beaten path baseballs. He doesn't like go for the ultimate one.
Yeah.
But he finds ones that he thinks are going to be special to him or special in down the road. So yeah.
How do you explain that scoreless streak?
God came down in my body and wanted to pitch, I guess. It all comes together, especially for a guy that didn't strike out a lot of people.
Yeah.
So when, it's one thing to do something like that that's kind of off the beaten path as far as everybody. I don't know. How do you explain it? It's been 30 years, and keep the ball down, have good defense behind you, have a team that's not scoring a lot of runs, so every run is really important. So, you give up a leadoff double, and all of a sudden you can't let that run get in. You can't trade it out for a run. We were not a high-scoring team, which probably helped. If all of a sudden in one of those starts I get a 6-7 nothing lead and early in the game, all of a sudden it's like, we just need to get this over with and win games. Oh, there's a double. Oh, big deal. I'll just, I'll get a ground out. Oh, the guy moved over. Oh, I'll get a fly out. Oh, the guy scores. But, we weren't scoring much, and we were in a race. And so every pitch, every run mattered, and it happened to work out.
Who was the toughest guy you faced during that streak?
Well, as far as getting hits, Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn had a steering wheel on his bat. I mean, it was unbelievable. When he put the ball in play, it found the hole. Why did that get you? Why did that make you laugh?
Well, you don't hear too many guys who have a steering wheel on their bat, but like Rod Carew probably had a steering wheel on his bat as well. Like certain guys could just like tilt it a little bit to the left and tilt it a little bit to the right and just flare and flick it, right?
Yeah, everything's analyzed to the nth degree, which I used to do now, on the air and on the radio or whenever. But yeah, back then, those guys, it would be amazing if all of a sudden we had the data of where they hit it. Would all of a sudden would there be ground balls that those guys didn't get through the infield because all of a sudden infielders are moved around? it's a completely different game nowadays as far as defense and pitching and information, and it's really amazing how the game has evolved.
But also, and we're talking to Orel Hershiser, the Dodger broadcaster, World Series champ, National League Cy Young winner. But I'm wondering what the scouts would say if they looked at you, because you weren't considered a hard
right.
thrower, right? They would look at you and go, "Oh gosh, what do we do with this guy? Is he going to be a middle relief guy?" You did keep it down, but you weren't overpowering people. You were just a great pitcher.
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, the ultimate pitcher without velocity would be probably Greg Maddux or Tom Glavine. John Smoltz of that era would definitely pitch nowadays because he could overpower you, and he had an unbelievable slider, and he was a big, strong guy. The guys that we located and have movement, I think we pitch, and I think we do well. I just think, yeah, you're right. It might have been a little harder road to all of a sudden get the ball and keep the ball. So I don't know. I've talked to Andrew Friedman, our president of baseball ops, and we went toe to toe early on with all the data and all the stuff, and he said, Earl, you'd have been better. And I go, how would I have been better? And he goes, you could locate. We would have figured it out. We would have shown you places where you can throw the ball, and you would have got people out on a more consistent basis. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? He's probably right, but it's going to be odd because I probably would have to change. Where I went strength against against a lot of people. It was more, sinker away, where it's coming, but here it comes, and it's going to be hard to hit. Where I probably would have thrown more four-seam fastballs if I would have had the data. Because on the eye test, Darryl Strawberry probably tells you need to jam him, but do I really want to go there because there's doubles and home runs there? And so we didn't know exactly. It was just like, oh, okay, I've seen video of him. Oh, last week he hit a home run on this pitch. Can I really get it in there? Well, nowadays, if you can get it in there or not. If eye test wise, that's a scary position to throw the ball to him, and I've seen him hit it. But exactly now that is a good pitch, no matter how odd it seems to throw it there, or you have facts. And with the facts and the ability to locate, all of a sudden it's a new game. It's a new game. Instead of like maybe, it's like for sure you can go there.
What about Kershaw if he was pitching in the 70s and 80s?
He'd be unbelievable in any generation.
Doesn't matter.
The best pitcher that ever lived. No, that's the best pitcher that ever lived. He's ridiculous.
Wait.
And you know what?
Wait, you think he's the best ever?
I really do.
Really?
I really do.
Wow.
He's. Statistically, that's easy to prove. Eye test, it's not as easy to prove because people's eyes are swayed by when they watched and what they saw and when it happened. And, some people will say, okay, he hasn't won a world championship, so he can't be the best ever. Well, I don't believe that. That the marathon he has won, the sprint at the end of the season, he has not. There have been others that have been better record-wise, but he's the best ever.
But is it best stuff?
No, it's boy, that's a great question. I know it's not best stuff. No, it's best ever on a consistent basis, will to win stuff, execution, passion to execute, and when he needs to make a pitch, make the pitch. And now we're seeing a completely different Clayton Kershaw, and so he is just ridiculously sold out to winning and not having an ego on how to win or how he's going to go about it. He doesn't have an ego about his stuff. Like there's guys that were like, this is who I am, and this is where I'm going to apply myself to the situation, and I'm going to continue to do that. And even when they start hitting me, they have their head in the sand. Clayton Kershaw is not that. He's a strategist now. He's a winner. He understands the game. He understands his opponent. He understands now what his stuff and how to apply it, and continues to win and be dominant.
How do you assess this team now, certainly with what they've done here in the last month?
They weren't as trustworthy as they are now. They're very, very deep, but I think the team's going to change when we get to the playoffs. I think the team, when you go from a 38, 40-man roster, whatever we're playing with right now, back down to 25, you're going to all of a sudden not be the same team. But I think that everybody is focused and they're competing to be on that roster. And it's one thing to win the division, which I think they're going to do, but it's another thing to win the World Championship. And I think that everybody is focused on that goal. And that goal is getting clearer and clearer the deeper we get into the season. Now with only 9 games, it's a team that everybody is on the same page, even if it is I'm only going to get 2 at-bats and I'm going to start against the lefty, but, I'm not starting against a righty, but I might be in there in the 6th, or I might be in there for defense. I'm going to be pitching. I'm probably only going to get a batter. I would love to pitch an inning or 2. I used to be a starter. Now I'm a reliever. It's a team of maybe the best roster in all of baseball, but, they have sold out now to the goal of doing the team thing. It's not about, there's 200 possible at-bats left in the year for me, and I wish I would get them, but I'm only going to get 100 of them because we're platooning. This team is locked in on the goal of winning.
Hope you have a great weekend there, Orel, with the bobblehead doll, and certainly a lot of fond memories there. And it's great to catch up with you.
Good to hear from you. I watch your show and I listen to your show, and it's a lot of fun. I learn a lot.
Thank you. We appreciate it, Orel. Well, we'd love to have you on again.
All right. See you later.
And that's Orel Hershiser.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.